Hello everybody, this is Mr. Kimmel with another screencast for life science. In this lesson, we're going to learn about the characteristics of life, or what makes living things living. Here are the Georgia standards for this unit. These are the learning objectives you should be able to explain and answer questions on by the end of this lesson. First thing you need to know is that when we are talking about living things, we are talking about organisms. An organism, by definition, is any living thing. This can be a plant, a fungus, a bird, a bug, anything that is living. Now let's see what makes these organisms living. First characteristic of life is that organisms are made of cells. A cell can be defined as the basic building block of life. Some organisms are unicellular, or made of one cell, while others are multicellular, or made of many cells. The second characteristic of life is that organisms are organized. Recall that we just learned that cells are the basic units of life. Here, we can see a cell in multicellular organisms. Cells work together to form tissues, such as the epithelium. Tissues work together to form organs, such as the stomach. Organs work together to form organ systems, such as the digestive system. Finally, all of the organ systems in the body work together to form a whole organism, such as this mouse. The third characteristic of life is that organisms respond to stimuli. A stimulus is defined as a change that causes a response. This change can be internal or external. When you get hot, you sweat. The stimulus is the increase in your body temperature, and the response is your body sweating to cool itself. Another example is when the leaves of a mimosa plant close when you touch it. The stimulus is the touch, and the response is the closing of the leaf. Fourth characteristic is that organisms maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis is defined as the body's ability to keep the inside of the body the same, no matter what is going on the outside of the body. Everything the body does is to keep that internal environment stabilized. Drinking water, eating food, sleeping, sweating when you are hot, getting a fever when you are sick. All of these things are things the body does to keep you normal on the inside. The fifth characteristic of life is that organisms use energy. The sun is the primary source of energy of all living things on Earth. Plants take the sun's energy and make food through the process of photosynthesis. Animals get energy from the sun by eating plants and other animals. This energy in the form of food is used by the body for all of its other processes. The sixth characteristic of life is that organisms grow and develop. Growth is defined as an increase in size due to the division of cells. Development is defined as the maturation of an organism. For example, this plant is growing because its cells are enlarging and dividing to form more cells. The plant is developing from a seed to a mature, fully grown tree. The seventh characteristic of life is that organisms reproduce, or make more of their species. The eighth and final characteristic of life is that organisms adapt to the environment. Populations of species change or evolve over time. The mechanism for these changes is called natural selection. In this diagram, we can see how an ancestor finch has evolved into 3 different species, each with a beak that is adapted to what it is. In summary, all organisms or living things have these characteristics in common. They are made of one or more cells, their bodies are organized, they respond to stimuli, they maintain homeostasis, they use energy, they grow and develop, they reproduce, and they adapt to the environment. That's all for now.